Good afternoon, everyone, and we are so excited here at Fresh Perspective to have the wonderful Cheryl, who is a world-leading CV writer, to share her knowledge and everything with us today. And we're really happy that she's here to obviously give her wisdom and everything to us. So Cheryl, over to you. Can you try and give us what you think would be your first top tip for CV writing? Would be amazing.
Yeah, so hi guys, Cheryl, and got little Louie here as well. He says hi. So CV writing can be a bit difficult at times. It's hard to come up with ideas of what you want to put in your CV, how you want to make yourself noticed. So I'd probably say my first tip is the layout. You've got to make sure that your layout is great. You've got to have the summary up the top, you've got to have your experience, then you've got to have your qualifications down the bottom, you've got to have your hobbies and interests as well. So the layout is key, so always make sure you have a good layout. That's
a great thing. Obviously it helps me learning things like that, because I see loads and loads of CVs when people have got photos and they're really busy.
Yeah.
So like down the side, and it overphases you really. So would you say that's not necessarily a great thing to do?
Yeah, so having so much and making your CV look so busy, it's not really good. You need to keep it to the point. You need to let the employer know who you are, why you're applying, why they should hire you. That's the main point really. That's what you want. You want the job. So putting loads of pictures, too much information is not going to get you the job. You need to tell them why you should have that job.
That's fantastic, Cheryl. So what's your next great point for us?
I'd probably say being consistent on your CV. Like we said, because it's busy with the pictures and things like that, it's also about the font that you use, colours, the size of the font. You've got to make sure that everything is the same. You don't want so many different fonts. It looks messy and it's not great. I'd probably say when you are doing headings, maybe then up the font size only a little bit. Don't go massive, because you don't want loads of pages on your CV.
How many pages would you say is a good CV length then, really?
Two little ducks, 2 pages. Yeah, that's enough, because you've just got to make sure that you put on the jobs that are relevant to why you're applying for this position. Yeah, definitely, only 2.
That's brilliant. And what other wise wisdom words have you got for us? What's the next brilliant thing that we should know?
I'd probably say, which is one of the most important things, is the summary. So the summary is right at the top of your CV, and this is where you capture employers. So what you've got to do is you've got to make sure that you amend every summary on your CV to the job that you're actually applying for. You've got to make sure that what the advert states, you've got to make sure that you put your transferable skills in that summary so that everything goes well together. The main thing about the summary is that is one of the first parts of a CV that an employer will actually read. So you've got to make sure that you sell it, because if they read them first 2 lines and it's just not relevant to what they need, they're just going to pass and they're going to move on to the next one.
That's
so
a brilliant point.
Summary is really, really important.
That's fantastic.
Isn't it, Lewis? Very
You're
important.
making some lovely noises there, Lewis. Yes, you are. And you're sitting very still. Do you have one more amazing tip for everybody before we finish the interview today?
I'd probably say hobbies and interests and your personality. You could have hundreds of people that apply for a position, and you've got to make sure you stand out in the crowd. And this is by putting in your hobbies, your interests, or something that you do different that people don't normally do. So for example, myself, I play football. So for a female to be playing football, it's very different. And if an employer sees that, he's going to think, oh, that girl that plays football. It's little things like that, and making sure that you get your personality across. If you are quirky, make it a little bit quirky. Don't go overboard though, because you don't want to scare them off. But yeah, hobbies, interests, personality, make sure you stand out and make sure you are the unicorn of everybody that is applying for that position.
Oh, Cheryl, that's been absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for coming and speaking to us today.
You're very welcome.
And make sure you tune in next time for our next celebrity chat. Thank you.